Janmadiyasya yato anvaya idara sachna abhijna swarat teni brahma hridaya adi havaye mukhyanti yah surayah tejo vari mritam yata vinimayo yatra tisko amsam dhamna svena sada nirasta kuham satyam param dhimahi nigama kalpataror galitam palam sukhamukha damridam dhruva samyuktam vipata bhagavatam rasamalaya muravo rasika bhuvi bhavukaha Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam vidirayet vasudheve bhavati bhakti yoga prayojitah janayati asu vairagyam jnanam chayat ahaitukam shunvatam swakata krishna punya shravana kirtanah hridayantyasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suvrsatham nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhavata sevaya bhavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Kriyaha, Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makaha, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriyaha, Vasudeva param Jnanam, Vasudeva param Tapaha, Vasudeva paro Dharma, Vasudeva para Gati, Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya, Ananda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Nama Sankirtam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Class. Class is going on. Keep moving. कर सकता हूँ तुमको बता है 1 second. Sorry about it. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Dheyam Sadha Paribhavagnamabhishtadoham Tirthaspadam Shiva Viranchinutam Sharanyam Bhrityartiham Pranatapala Bhavapipotam Vande Mahapurushate Sharanarvindam Vande Mahapurushate Sharanarvindam. Sometimes we take help from people, but over the period of the time, we forget that what has been done to us. That is said being ungrateful. Having great gratitude is a very important factor in everyone's life. Whatever we are in our life currently, it's just not because our own effort. There are many people who came into our life, contributed something or the other so that we are in the state where we are now. Therefore, having gratitude is a key element, especially those who are practicing spirituality. Indra, who along with his entire troop, when they had difficulties because of Kamsa and many other demons in the earth planet in Bhuloka, they approached the Nara and the Supreme Lord Narayana and requested him to help. Based on Indra's request and others' request, the Lord agreed to descend into this world so that he can establish the Dharma back and annihilate the miscreants and give shelter to the devotees. And Lord fulfilled that one. But did Indra remember that the Lord helped him? Over the period of the time, he forgot. Satyabhama, you all learned about the 8 principal queens of Krishna in the last class, and then also how he got married to 16,100 princesses. Satyabhama once desired to have a parijata flower, which is only available in the heavenly planet. So she requested Krishna, can I have the parijata flower? And Krishna, being a good husband, wanted to fulfill his wife's desire. So he said, certainly, not a problem. So he went to heaven to get the parijata flower. He wanted to bring the entire tree down here. So while Krishna was taking the parijata from heaven and returning back to give it to Satyabhama, before he left heaven, the message went to Indra. And Indra became very furious, very angry. How can someone come from earth to heaven and take my property? So he became very angry and he started fighting with Krishna. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Someone helps you, Akshara, someone helps you, right? And you took help from that person. And then when the person comes and takes a pencil from your pencil box, right? And then you start fighting with that person. How nice will that? How nice that will be, right? You took a help from that person, and then this person just took a pencil from your pencil box, and you start quarreling with that person. That's not right. Likewise, Indra totally forgot, and he was so attached to his properties, his things, and his position. So he started fighting with Krishna. And Krishna brought him under his senses by defeating him. And Indra asked for forgiveness. And Krishna went back with parijata flowers and gave it to Satyabhama. Satyabhama became very happy to have the parijata flower. This is one story that we missed in our last session. I thought I'll cover that. So important point from this is to never to forget and be grateful for the helps that we took from anyone or everyone. It could be whether material help or it could be the spiritual help. If we should not forget the material help that we have got from others, then what to speak about spiritual help? Those who are helping us in our spiritual path. So we should never forget and be grateful for those people. Krishna was in Rukmini's palace. Every queen had their own palace in Dwaraka. And Krishna, on that one particular day, he was with Rukmini. And they were talking happily, spending time together, having personal time with one another. As they were talking, Krishna, even though there were hundreds of servants, maid servant available to serve Rukmini and Krishna, but Rukmini did not wait for someone else to come and serve Krishna. She always wanting to serve Krishna. So she took the peacock fan or those things and started fanning Krishna. And then when we are in a certain position, we think that why should I do this service? Rather, someone can come and take care of washing pot or cleaning the temple or doing any of those things. Why? Because there are so many people can do this for Krishna. So I am so and so. Why should I do this one? Rukmini could have felt the same way that I am Dwaraka Rani. Why should I fan? Rather, we have so many maid servants, they can come and fan, and I can also sit and enjoy the cool breeze. She didn't do that one. She said, Krishna, I have to serve you. So that is something that we have to learn also. Sometimes we are very good in delegating services to many people. But what is this person doing? Doing nothing, just sitting and having, something, doing something else. So it is important as a leader, we set an example. We engage ourselves in the services first before we ask someone else to do services, right? So that's an important point. So Rukmini was fanning Krishna and they were having nice conversation. At that point of time, Krishna started speaking to Rukmini. Krishna said, Raja Putrip Sita Bhupir Lokapala Vibhuti Bhihi Mahanubhavaihi Srimadbhi Rupa Audharya Balojvitahi. He said, Rukmini, my dear princess, you are beautiful. You have wonderful qualities. Your father is a great king. Your brothers are great warriors. You have all opulences. There were people standing in queue to marry you. Can you imagine people standing in queue, fighting for each other? I want to marry Rukmini. I want to marry Rukmini. They are so very politically influential, very wealthy. They're handsome. They're great, physically very strong. They have no defects in them. And your brother and your father offered you to pick anyone among them, right? Hundreds of people were there standing in queue, competing to get you as their wife. All great people. And you, instead of picking one of them, or even Shishupal for that matter, was great, handsome looking, very smart, very brave. Instead of picking Shishupal, instead of picking any of those king, you picked me. In what way I'm equal to you? I'm not at all equal to your beauty, your character, your wealth, all those things. I'm not at all. Oh, beautiful lotus-eyed queen, right? You have taken a wrong decision. You should have simply married someone who is qualified. I am not a qualified person to be even next to you. Why did you do this mistake? And Krishna was talking like this, and he was going on further on the same line of telling himself how he's not qualified to be Rukmini's husband, how everyone else, other kings are influential by wealth, birth, strength, appearance, capacity, and born in a good family, and so forth, superior in many ways. So when Krishna was talking like this, interestingly, Rukmini was stuck with really surprise, and she had no words to say, and tears was just flowing out of her eyes when Krishna was speaking like this. And Krishna was continuing saying that Jarasandha was there, Dandavakra was there, Shalva was there, Shishupala was there. They all hate me, but your brother liked them so much. You went against your family will, and you just married me. Your life would have been much more smoother, life would have been enjoyable and nice if you just accepted your brother's proposal. You would have had all the wealth. When this thing was said, Rukmini became speechless. And then she really fainted unconscious. She fainted unconscious. And as she was falling off out of control, Krishna carried her in his hands. She carried. She held her in her hand before she fell off to the ground. And then he slowly started speaking to Rukmini, saying that, what happened? Why did you faint? Why did you faint like this? And Rukmini said, Krishna, what are you talking? How can you even talk such things? And then she was keep on crying. Uncontrollable tears were flowing from her eyes. Krishna was wiping off that beautiful lotus eyes where the water tears were coming up. Krishna was wiping off the tears of Rukmini. And now Krishna said something different, opposite of what he said. Oh Vaidharbi, he said, Mama Vaidharbi asuyetah jane tvam mat parayanam tvat vachaha shrotil kamena shvel va vacharitam angane. He said, oh Vaidharbi, do not be displeased with me. I know how much you really love me. I just spoke for jokingly, that's all. I just joked. I didn't know that you're going to be so serious, you'll faint off. I never knew that you're going to faint. I'm sorry. Krishna, what type of joke is this? How can you even joke something like this? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Don't ever joke like this. Right? And then Sukadeva Goswami is saying, sometimes husbands make such jokes to their wives. Gives them some shocking treatments like this. First of all, husband and wife nowadays don't even talk. Where are they going to joke, right? They get hardly nowadays. Husband and wife are chatting over the WhatsApp message or texting and things like that, or they send messengers or their children. Tell your dad to come and eat. And husband, a father sends a message to his wife through his child, something and something. So some things like that are happening nowadays. Very often the communication are reducing day by day. Hardly the couple, husband and wife, sit and talk together. Even if they talk for some time, that gets into an argument and then fight with each other. So they decide, many family, husband and wife decide better to not to talk. I'll do my job, let her do her job. Why even get into problems? So, but as it is said over here, it is always nice to have conversation in family. Right? It would be nice if it is conversation related to Krishna, but at least to start having conversation is really good in the first sense, as a first step. Then that can gradually grow into matured way of really talking about Krishna consciousness. So then Vaidharvi became pacified. Then Krishna knows a technique how to console and pacify anyone and everyone. So he has a tactics. So he spoke to in his own style about Rukmini, appreciated Rukmini. And then sometimes people have this techniques. They say something wrong. Knowingly or unknowingly, they will tell something wrong to their friends or their family members. And then to cover up that, they start telling something positive about them and cover up things. I didn't mean to say like this. Actually, it is nice of having you, whatever it is, right? They try to cover up things, even though they really made a mistake in the way they communicated. So Krishna it's all coming from Krishna, looks like that habits. So Krishna also was trying to cover up that, no, I didn't mean really what I meant. That was just, I made some jokes. That's all. Don't become so serious. Then Krishna said like that. Rukmini said, never ever, please, my lord, make such jokes. This may be sounding like a joke for you, but it's certainly not a joke for me. It's just, I would have lost my life. So Rukmini was going into the details of glorifying Krishna and how fortunate she is to have Krishna as her husband. How glorify each one was glorifying themselves, that how great they are. So the conversation was going on like between Rukmini and Rukmini and Krishna. That's all about in this chapter 60, the conversation between Krishna and Rukmini. After this happens, then one point of time, Rukmi, that is Rukmini's brother and his party, they all wanted to do something. So they decided, let's call Balaram to play dice with us, because the friends of Rukmini, who is brother of Rukmini, they know very well Balaram does not play dice well. He doesn't know how to play. He did not go to the school of dice games and learn from there. So he is not good in that. So he said, let's call Balaram to play games with us, and surely he will lose. When he loses, then we can tease him. We can, criticize him and speak bad about him. So they all like this idea. They really like this idea. And Rukmini, especially, was envious about Krishna and Balaram. He said, let's do that one. They sent an invitation to Balaram saying that, Balaram, why don't you join us? So they all were together. In fact, they had a family gathering. They were all together. They were all having nice party. Now, when family get together, they talk about their school days and old days and the plans, and they eat together and chat together and play games together. Like that, Rukmi was also making a plan. Said, Balaram, why don't we play some games? And it was all happy family, united family together. They were together. So Balaram also said, why not? Let's play. Right? So when we play, as long as we play, it is nice. But when we are attached to wanting to win games, then there's going to be a quarrel and fight again. So we take games as sportive and keep moving on. If not, then there's going to be a problem. We also know how it happened in Mahabharata between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Like, likewise over here also, Balaram was playing, Rukmi was playing. As they were playing, they, there's a way that they play. You just play for the sake of playing, but you can also have bid. You can bid the game by saying that I will give 10 coins. If whoever wins, they get 10 coins. Right? Both of them will keep 10 coins, gold coins, and whoever wins, they get the opponent's coin, like that. So they were playing with 10 coins, and they played with 100 coins. They played with 1,000 coins. Alternatively, Balaram and Rukmi was winning the game, alternative. And the game was going to an extent of where there was 100,000 coin kept. And at that time, Balaram won the game. But Rukmi cheated. He cheated. And then he said, I won the game. So that 100,000 coins is mine. So he just grabbed the 100,000 coin and kept it to himself. Balaram was not happy with it, but then he didn't want to get into fight, but he was quite unhappy. How do you feel, Diksha, when someone cheats you in the game?
I feel bad.
You feel bad, right? So he was also feeling bad, but then he didn't mind. Then that went into the next stage of they kept 100,000, 1 million coin, gold coins. They're wealthy people, right? They kept so many coins. And then again, Balaram won the game. But what did Rukmi say? I won the game. Again, he started cheating. He won the game. Balaram said, no, it's me. I won the game. At that time, from Akash, from the sky, the voice came. Asariri means one without a body, spoke. Right? He spoke that it is Balaram who won the game, and Rukmi, you are cheating. And then, neglecting the voice that came, Rukmi continued to say that I am the winner. So he said, I am the winner. I won the game. So he tried to take the coins away from Balaram. Balaram became really furious, very, very angry. When Balaram becomes angry, you can't imagine. When Krishna becomes angry and Balaram becomes angry, they're two different things. When Krishna becomes angry, how does his face look like? Do you know? Anyone want to show? Akshara? Do you know how Krishna, when he gets angry, how he looks like?
He never really gets angry. He just like, I can solve this problem and just solve the problem. He just like smiles all the time.
He doesn't even get an opportunity to get angry, because within the matter of second, he solves the problem. Where is he going to get angry, right? Right? Do you know when we read about Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill? Right? So Govardhan hill, how heavy is that, Akshara? How heavy is this? 10 pounds, 20 pounds? 100
It's
pounds?
like 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000 pounds.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Such a huge mountain. When you have to lift something heavy, how does your facial reaction happens? What changes happen to your face? When you just imagine you're lifting something. How do your face react?
My face, my lips just go together like this. And like, I like squint my eyes and I try to pick it up.
Exactly. Beautiful. Your mouth, your lips become tight, your eyes become squeezed, and like this, like that, right? Right? Yeah. And then when we get angry, Diksha, show your face when you get angry.
I can't.
You cannot. You never get angry. That means no one gets angry, right?
Sometimes I get angry.
Sometimes you get anger. Yeah. When you get anger, also your face changes to a different angles, right? It goes left side, right side, east, north, south, west, all different sides it goes, right? It becomes a big jangle, right? So, but Krishna, when he gets angry, face is normal. Krishna, when he lifted the Govardhan hill, face was normal. So, but Balaram, he is not like that. He is angry person, really angry. Right? He get angry on someone like this. So he just lifted his club and then knocked the head off Rukmi. Tongue, one hit, right? One hit. And then guy gone flat, lost his life on the spot. And Krishna knew this, what has happened, but Krishna did not comment anything. He didn't say anything. He did not say anything. What did Balaram say when Krishna removed or shaved Rukmi's half mustache and half head, off of his hair? You all remember how Balaram reacted? He started giving a complete chapter of advices to Krishna. You should not get angry to the family member. You should not be doing this one. How can you do this to someone who is our family and Rukmini's brother? He said all this thing. Now Balaram, he took the club and just knocked off this guy's head. And did Krishna go and advise him? Balaram, in the previous chapter, go back to the recordings, you will know that what you said. And now you did make the mistake, my brother. Krishna did not utter a word. He didn't approve or he didn't say anything wrong. He just kept quiet. He just kept quiet. And then that was over. He was slain by Balaram, and then the life was ended. And then what happened was, Sukadeva Goswami further explains there was a Swayamvar marriage ceremony to find a suitable husband for Rukmavati. Rukmavati was planned at that point of time. Rukmavati got married to Pradyumna. Pradyumna is Krishna's son. Rukmavati was Rukmi's daughter. So they got married. They were having happy life together. Because she was allowed to marry because Rukmi, even though he was not happy Rukmini married to Krishna, but he still loved his sister Rukmini. So therefore the marriage was happened. And that ends the chapter 61. Moving on to chapter 62.
So Prabhu, is there anything mentioned in the scriptures about Rukmini, how she reacted to her brother's death?
Obviously she was not, she was upset. She was upset, but then there's not much of discussion on how her reaction was and things like that.
Okay.
Assuming she was being a brother, our own brother, anyone who was going to be affected. But she knows what he has done is wrong. Therefore, he paid for it. So she not really dwell into that one. This should have happened long back, but it's just time due to the time it just got delayed. That's all. there was an asura by name called Bhanasura. Bhanasura had a daughter, Usha. Ushe or Usha. So she was pretty beautiful young girl in the age of getting married. Bhanasura was a demon in the lineage of Bali Maharaj. But he was very great devotee of Lord Shiva. Great devotee of Lord Shiva. So he pleased Lord Shiva and took a boon that Lord Shiva will become his gatekeeper, protect his city. Yes, Diksha, you want to say something?
Prabhuji, I know this story.
You know the story, Diksha. Okay, is it okay if I tell the story one more time for others?
Yes.
Okay. So Bhanasura was very much intoxicated with his strength because he felt that Lord Shiva is on his side. He can do anything he wants. And he was also very proud about his strength. So he prayed to Lord Shiva and pleased him. And Mahadev, Lord Shiva said, what do you want? He said, could you please take care of my city, protect my city? And Shiva said, no problem, I can take care of that one. Can you imagine you pray to God and God comes to you and asks, what do you want? Can you be my security guard? Take care of my house. So I don't need to pay a monthly payment of security for all the different companies. What a great boon we are asking to God, right? So this guy, Bhanasura, was asking, can you please become my security guard my city, so I can do whatever I want in whichever way I want. This Bhanasura, interestingly, also he had a boon. That boon he also got from Lord, that he have got 1,000 hands. Can you imagine someone with 1,000 hands? 1,000 hands, my God. How is he going to, what type of dress can he wear? If you want to stitch a t-shirt for Bhanasura, can you imagine what a tough time that tailor or the garment industry has to go through? Special design with 1,000 hands, a t-shirt, 1,000 hand t-shirt. I can't even imagine how. That's why those days they don't wear anything on the top. Only they wear dhoti, not anything on the top. So he had 1,000 hands. With 1,000 hands, he one time played mridanga. And when Lord Shiva was dancing, that Lord Shiva became so very happy with his 1,000 hands. He played mridanga. Therefore, again, he guaranteed that he will take care of the city and be in the city over there. But this Bhanasura had a daughter, as I said, Ushe or Usha. Very, very beautiful to look. One time while she was sleeping, she had a dream. In the dream, she saw someone that was son of Pradyumna. Who's Pradyumna? Whose son is Pradyumna? Yes? Diksha, go ahead.
Aniruddha.
No. Okay, you also okay, fine. So Pradyumna is son of Krishna, and Aniruddha was son of Pradyumna. That means Krishna's grandson is Pradyumna. That's an interesting point. If this is quite an interesting thing, that these 8 wives of Krishna, each one had 10 sons. Okay, so just for purification of ourselves, I'm just reading few names here. Rukmini had 10 sons: Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Sudeshna, Charudeha, Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Vicharu, and Charu. 10 sons. Satyabhama had 10 sons: Bhanu, Subhanu, Swarbhanu, Prabhanu, Bhanuman, Chandrabhanu, Brihat Atibhanu, Sribhanu, Pratibhanu. Some like that, the names. Bhagavatam gives pretty much 10 children names of each of the 8 queens. Interesting to read. So I'll skip that part. You can all read. It is in chapter 61. Chapter 61. You can get those information over there. So Bhanasura, we saw that, yeah, the daughter Usha had a dream. In a dream, she saw a very handsome man, young man. That was Aniruddha. And her dream got lost. She got up, came to her external consciousness. She was trying to recollect the beautiful, the face of that young man. And then she had a good friend of her who has a special skill, who can draw what you saw in the dream. Her name was Chitralekha. So Chitralekha was her friend, close friend. So she said, I saw someone in my dream. If at all I want to marry that person. And Chitralekha, because she had a special skill, she said, can you narrate the feature of that person, and I can start drawing him, and you can tell me if this is that person you saw in the dream. And then as Ushe was explaining about her dream, and Chitralekha was drawing into an image, and it was Krishna's image. And she said, is this a person? And then Ushe said, not exactly, but close to this person, but not exactly the same person. And then again, she drew another diagram. She said, is this the person? This is pretty close, but not exactly the same. Something is different from this person and the one who I dreamt. And that was Pradyumna. The second picture she drew was Pradyumna. And then she drew another picture. And then she said, exactly. This is the same person I saw in the dream. He's the one. Exactly the same person. And then Chitralekha said, you know what, Ushe? This is Krishna's grandson. Krishna's grandson? Yeah, Krishna's grandson. His name is Aniruddha. Okay. If I marry, if I want to live with someone, that should be this person, Aniruddha. And Chitralekha had all this mystic, some skills, powers. She said, no problem. I will kidnap Aniruddha and bring over here. She said, no problem. And then Chitralekha, she went while Aniruddha was sleeping. Aniruddha was sleeping. You know when you kids have grown up now, right? When you are young, say Akshara, when you are a young baby and you're sleeping on a couch somewhere, your mom put you on a couch, you're playing and you fell asleep, deep sleep. That time your mom comes or your dad comes, they nicely pick you up and put you into a bed, right? That's what they would have done when you were a young, small baby. When you're grown, do they do the same thing? Come and pick you up and then put on the bed? You're a grown kid. You're a little, you're also a little heavy. So it may be hard for the parents to do so, right? So they said, Akshara, it's time. Why don't you go and sleep on the bed, right? They wake you up and then you go and sleep on the bed, right? That's what they do. But this Chitralekha, you know what she did to bring Aniruddha? She didn't tell, Aniruddha, it's time to get up. Get up. It's 8 o'clock. You're still sleeping. Or she didn't tell that, I have someone for you, looking for you. Come on, get up, my child. She didn't do any of this thing. She did something very interesting. Exactly, Diksha. She carried Aniruddha.
Aniruddha on his bed.
Exactly. Not just Aniruddha she carried the entire cot. Tong, she lifted and she started flying. And she came to the palace where the princess was, Ushe, and she led him over there. Aniruddha, when you're deep in sleep, some people, how much ever you make noise, how much ever you scream, they will not get up. They are in such a sleep, right? They will snore. Others will have problems, but this person who's snoring will have no problem at all, right? Like that, Aniruddha was in deep sleep. He didn't realize whether he's in this place or that place. He was sleeping. When he got up, he got up and saw, what? Where am I? What place is this? He thought he's dreaming or something. Then he realized he was totally in a different place altogether. And interestingly, he saw a girl next to him. He was just sitting and staring at him, looking at him with pleasing smile. This pleasing smile. Anirudh was wondering, what is all this? Where am I? And then Ushe introduced herself that she is daughter of Bhanasura. She wants to marry him. And Anirudh also was very happy with her. And he said, we will marry and have a happy life together. We will marry and have a happy life together. And they were living, Anirudh totally forgot. And he was just living in that place with Ushe for quite some period. When especially the kids are not coming out of the room, they are doing something mischievous, right? Yes? Yeah, Akshara, you nodded your head. For a long time, we keep calling, Akshara, where are you? Come on. Mom, I will come. Another 5 more minutes. And then your dad is calling, your sister is calling. I'll be there in just 2 more minutes. Already. Yeah, Rukmini.
Sometimes if I do something mischievous, I'm like, I'm so sleepy, and sometimes I'm doing my homework. I say that and I do something mischievous.
Now we know your secret. Thank you for sharing your secret. Next time we know what to do. So like that, when the kids are not responding, when they're not coming out of the room, they are into something. So Bhanasura has not seen his daughter for a while. Or if at all she comes, she's just rushes back, takes her things up and goes away. So she's not in a communication with the father. And father really loves his daughter. He loves his daughter. But if she's not coming out, she's always in her room. And some message he heard that they are hearing, the gods heard that, went and complained or said that, Bhanasura, my dear king, we are hearing a second voice in your daughter's palace, in room. It is a male's voice. And Bhanasura became suspicious. What? No one can ever enter into this palace without Bhanasura's permission. Especially male cannot enter into princess chamber. So he just sneaked in. He just came in near the room and peeped in and saw what is going on there. To his surprise, he saw his daughter having nice chat, playing with a young man. He just rushed to open the door and entered into the place and caught hold of Anirudh and put him into the jail behind the bars. And Ushe was crying and weeping and begging to her father, please, he's my beloved, please release him. I cannot live without him. We want to get married. Just Bhanasura became very, very angry on his daughter. But what can he do to his daughter? He just let her go with anger. If you speak too much, I'll put you into another prison, not in the same prison, in a different prison. So he was very angry. In Dwaraka, Pradyumna was, what happened? He just went and spoke to his wife. What happened to our son? He's gone out and never came back home. It's been quite a long time. What happened? Did he take the cell phone with him? Yeah, I tried calling him. He's not responding. Maybe there's no signal in that place where he's went. But it's been a long time. What to do? And then Krishna, grandfather, are very much attached to the grandchildren, right? More than the parents, grandchildren are very much attached to their grandchildren. Grandparents are attached to the grandchildren. Therefore, grandfather, Krishna, can you imagine calling Krishna as a grandfather? Can you even imagine? Have you ever seen Krishna with a white beard, gray hair like me, and wearing a specs like this, and where is Aniruddha? Like old people. Krishna was, man, he was so young, youthful. Even when he was in the hundreds, he was so young. Even when we are 40, we are like 100 years old. Nowadays, when we are in 40s, 30s and 40s, already knee problem. We cannot sit down. Prabhu, can you, Mataji, can you sit? They, I just knee problem. Ashok, we have a professional person over here, doctor who treats pretty much everyone, knees problem, back problem, neck problem, shoulder problem, all the problems. He knows the history of all the people, especially all our devotees, right? So every young age, knee problem, shoulder problem, neck problem, head problem, this problem, ankle problem, all those problems are there. We cannot sit. And then when we sit, we will make sure we have a back support. We go to the corner of the room where there's a pillar or where there's a wall where we can rest. Being in 30s, 40s, in these ages, right? But we never see Krishna like that. Krishna is youthful. Now Krishna was asking, what happened to Anirudh? I've not seen him for a while. And Pradyumna said, yeah, not sure what happened. He's missing. What? He's missing? Yeah, he's missing. Come on, let's find out. Then they found out that the message somehow, they have, those days they have a way to find out. They have spy everywhere. Right? They know, they found out that Anirudh was being under arrest. He's in the prison of Bhanasura. So Krishna came to know, yes, Diksha, you have to say something.
Narada told Krishna.
What is it?
Narada told Krishna the message.
Yeah, Narada is a wonderful messenger, right? So he knows in and out of what's happening every single place. He can sneak in anywhere and get information from anywhere. So
sometimes Narada makes trouble.
Narada makes trouble for good reason, right, Rukmini? Right? Not for like us, we try to make trouble for others. But Narada does not make trouble like that. He does things for good. Agreed? Yeah. So when Krishna came to know about this, Anirudh has been prisoned in the Bhanasura's place. So he gathered all the army along with all the people. Pradyumna, everyone got ready, and they went to Bhanasura to fight with Bhanasura. There was a heavy fight. Really, the details of this fight has been explained very nicely in this chapter. Interestingly, my books have this blank pages in Bhagavatam, quite interesting. Only a great soul can read what it is. So I'm going to skip. I cannot read what it is. Few pages are blank in white in color. I'm surprised to see this one. Anyway, so Krishna and that fight that happened between Bhanasura and Krishna, guess what and who are fighting? Can you imagine who are fighting in that, supporting Bhanasura against Krishna? Diksha, you know already?
Yes, Prabhuji. Krishna with Shiva and then Bhanasura with Satyaki, Pradyumna with Kartikeya.
Why don't you continue and finish the story? You know more than me. You know all the details, Diksha. You're so wonderful. So Krishna was fighting, and then interestingly, he was quite amazing to see that Bhanasura was supported by Kartikeya. Kartikeya is Lord Shiva's son. He is a chief and commander over there for the Asuras. He was there, Lord Shiva was there. They were all supporting Bhanasura, fighting against Krishna's troop. My God, what a fight that could have been, right? We can't even imagine. Then Krishna defeated, along with his people, Krishna defeated everyone. They just ran hither and thither, every place. And Krishna went and, how many hands does Bhanasura have?
1,000.
Wow, yeah, Akshara, Diksha, 1,000 hands. And Krishna cut off all his, he just left only 2 hands on Bhanasura. How many hands did Krishna cut then? In math question.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Krishna actually left Bhanasura with 4 hands.
Oh, you read that as 4 hands? Interesting. Okay, so Krishna left hands on Bhanasura, but cut off all the other hands, 190 plus hands over there. And Bhanasura came to his senses and fell at the feet of Krishna and asked for forgiveness. And then Krishna did not kill Bhanasura because Krishna has promised someone in the lineage, in the ancestor of Bhanasura, that I will not, for this many generations up to come, all your people will be protected by me. I will not kill them. Does anyone know who that person that Krishna promised to?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Thank you, Bhavya. Thank you. Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj lineage is where Bhanasura, came. Therefore, as he promised to Prahlad Maharaj, likewise to Bali Maharaj, then to Bhanasura, Krishna did not kill Bhanasura, but then left him to come to his senses and released him. And then the marriage happened officially between Anirudh and Ushi. One day, as the Yadavas, the people over there in Dwarka, the children were playing, and as they were playing these games, throwing the ball and catching the ball and so forth. And the ball, while they're throwing and playing, the ball fell into a well, close by well. And as they tried to go and see if they can retrieve the ball from the well, they saw a lizard. Any of you have seen lizard? Yeah, there was a huge lizard inside, but it was not able to, it was a dry well. It was not able to come out. It was down in the well, struggling to come out. So the boys were trying to put some rope, put some, all sort of things to try to help the lizard to come out of the well, but they were not able to do so. But then they went to Krishna and they said, Krishna, they went to Krishna and said, they called Krishna and come to help the lizard, to take the lizard out of the well, dry well. So Krishna came there and he saw there's a lizard over there and he extended his hand. I can extend my hand to this much, but you can extend your hand to that much. Extend your hand, Akshara, you too. Okay. Now you extend your hand, right? Akshara, extend further so you can go to the kitchen room and pick that particular water bottle. Can you? Diksha, can you extend your hand to the other room? You cannot? Oh my God. Even I can't do that. But Krishna extended his hand and lifted the lizard out of the well. As soon as it came out and touched by Krishna's lotus hands, that lizard transformed into a different form, a brilliant form. Surprising. Everyone was surprised. Who is this? So Krishna himself was asking, who are you? Oh, great fortunate one. You have an excellent form, effulgent form. Are you a demigod? Krishna is asking him, are you a demigod? Are you some special devata? Or in this you're put into this condition? Who are you? Then he said that personality was a lizard before, now transformed into like a demigod. He said, I'm King Nriga. I was King Nriga. Because I made a mistake, I'm born as a lizard in this lifetime. And then King Nriga started explaining his previous life. While I was a king, I give a lot of charity to anyone and everyone who comes and asks, especially to Brahmanas. I give a lot of charity. One day, while I was giving cows as a charity to a Brahmana, that Brahmana took it happily and he was going. But then there's another Brahmana whom I already gave some cows. He came to me complaining that I gave one of his cow as a charity again to this Brahmana. What happened was, Krishna gave few cows to a Brahmana. And then one of the cow came out of the Brahmana's house and wandered and came to the same place where the king was. And the king thought that this cow is still his cow to be made charity, given as a charity. So when another Brahmana came, he included this cow, which was actually belonged to another Brahmana, and gave this cow in addition to the other cows to this other Brahmana. And when the other Brahmana came to know about this thing happened, they started arguing. Hey, that is my cow. That dotted cow is my cow. And he said, no, no, King Nriga has given this cow to me as a charity. This is not your cow. No, I know very well. This is my cow. You see that spots are there. I could very well recognize this is my cow. King has given me this cow as a charity few months back. How can you take it? Well, I can't help it. It's given to me. Okay, let's go to the king and let's find out who this cow belongs to. So both the Brahmanas went to the king. And then king said, what's the problem? What do you want? And said, my dear king, you made a mistake of giving my cow, which you already given as a charity, to this Brahmana. And that is my cow. How can you do this? It's a mistake. And the king realized his mistake. And he said, I made a blunder. I shouldn't have done this one. I'm very sorry. I made this mistake. Therefore, to compensate, I will give you 100 of cows, each one of you. You take this money and you take this money and be happy. You know what? If I was in that position, I would have thought, what a good deal I made. One cow, I get hundreds of cows as bonus. I would happily go back home, right? But this Brahmana said, no, I want that cow, not your hundreds of cows. I want that particular cow. Otherwise, I don't want anything from you. And the other Brahmana also said the same thing. I want this cow which you already gave to me. I cannot give up this cow. Therefore, I don't want your additional cows. And the king felt miserable. And these two Brahmanas left arguing with each other. When this king died, he was punished for that reason, for making a wrong charity to someone. Whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, we make mistake, we have to pay for it. Right? This is a very important lesson. Therefore, there's no excuse for anything that we do in our life. So we have to be very careful in our speech, action, and thoughts as well. And after this, Nriga thanked Krishna and he left in the celestial plane. That ends the delivery of King Nriga. The next chapter is 65th chapter. We will open for questions here. Bhavya, you raised your hand.
Prabhuji, it's not really a question, but I have a slideshow that that has like the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So whenever Krishna's pastimes are finished, kind of like his earthly pastimes, is it okay if I can basically share this slideshow and present it so we can summarize with the pictures and visual things?
You have the slides already?
Yeah, I made it like a few days back, so I have the pictures only. I don't have the story form.
It's
It's
really
just
nice. Yeah, it will be really nice. I just, unfortunately, yeah, it makes sense to show some pictures and things. I'm more traditional in most of the time. I don't make the presentation. So you have it, please share.
sure, Prabhuji. Thank you.
You have the sharing, right? I don't know. Ravi
Yeah.
Prabhu can give you. Okay, go ahead.
I could share. I know.
Okay.
So should I? Let me first share. So should I start from like the beginning, or should I just review the pastimes that you said?
You have a lot of slides, right? How many you have?
I have it till 308.
Yeah, if you can, maybe from next time onwards, maybe you can make presentation and we can relate it. We'll just cover those things that we did today. That will be very helpful.
Okay. So what Prabhuji said before, that Rukmani had the conversation with Krishna. So this is a picture of Rukmani and Krishna's conversation. And this is how Rukmi and all the others decided to get Balaram and kind of like offend him, because they thought that Balaramji did not know how to play, games and all that, chess games. So they started cheating on Balaramji, as this picture shows, and then Krishna stayed quite right here, and Balaramji got a little angry. So And this pastimes covers that the Bhanasura demon, the demon, and he got the boons from Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is dancing and he's playing mridang from his 1,000 hands. This picture is kind of like gutted, so I'm not sure if you are able to see. So here's a mridang he's playing, and these are all the other hands. He's playing with drums, and this is Lord Shiva dancing. And he gets pleased with Bhanasura, and then he gives him boons and all that. This picture is from Anirudh, and like how Anirudh's wife, I'm forgetting her name right now. So she is asked her associate to draw the picture of Anirudh. So this is like an example, and the friend of her brought Anirudh at their place. So this is Anirudh, kind of like. And later on, when Anu and her wife, I mean, soon to be wife, are like associating, Bhanasura came, and you can see his thousands of hands over here. Pretty cool. And he notices Anirudh, he gets very angry, and then he arrests him. Over here, Krishna comes to help Anu. I'm not sure if this picture is accurate, but I think Lord Shiva also comes and help Bhanasura. I'm not sure if that's true, but I could see Lord Shiv Ganesh, they're fighting with
Yeah,
Krishna.
he did, right? That's what we discussed in the story today.
Yeah. So you can see Bhanasura here with his thousands of hands here, shooting a single arrow. I mean, that looks like so many arrows. I'm not sure. And here we cover the pastime of how kids were playing, and they saw a lizard in this well, and then Krishna comes and picks this lizard up, and he asks like, "Who are you?" And before that, the lizard from Krishna's touch transforms, and then he later asks that, "Who are you? What's your backup story?" and all that. So the lizard, the transformed personality says that I was like a king, and then I made orphan, kind of like a charity. I did some mistakes, and then I was transferred to this as a punishment. So yeah, the two brahmanas who are fighting, and here's a short picture. If you can see this small picture, and here are the cows which they are fighting for. So these two brahmanas, and he's a king in the background. Over here, as Krishna touches the lizard, he transforms and goes back home, back to Godhead. So he's Krishna here, the kid, or the his associate, Krishna's associate. So this is the person.
That's really nice to have the visual, right? Thank you so much, Bhavya, for putting this together. And maybe next time also you can share the respective pictures related to the story that we are going to cover. Okay. Any questions? Anything else?
This was very nice, Prabhu. Bhavya, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. No questions? Comments?
One question, please, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So I'm sorry, why again were the Brahmanas, the two fighting? I kind of lost that.
Oh, because, they're fighting. The reason is because the king was giving a charity. By mistake, what the king did was he took the cow that was given as a charity to Brahmana A and gave that cow to Brahmana B. Therefore, both Brahmanas are fighting to each other, saying that this is my cow. The other one was saying, no, this was my cow. This was given to me first. The other one says, no, this was given to me now, so it belongs to me. So they are fighting with each other for that one cow.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, Rukmini, what's the question?
What is the homework?
Okay, homework is, well, Ashok Prabhu, what should be the homework from today's thing?
I think they can make some pictures of Bhanasura with his
Oh.
1,000 hands.
That's really nice.
And because I saw the picture and it's so very nice. I think they'll have difficulty drawing 1,000 arms.
Okay, so you're all going to draw Bhanasura. Nice assignment.
Prabhuji, I think we can draw 1,000 hands, but we'll draw a lot of hands to show there's 1,000 hands.
Right.
Okay, Diksha, what question you have?
Prabhuji, I thought we were going to draw like Ushavatani Dutta.
Okay, Ashok Prabhu has given you an assignment. You can do that along with Bhanasura 1,000 hands. Okay. Akshara, what do you have?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Thank you all. Ashok Prabhu, back to you.
Well, thank you for a very interesting discussion, and thank you for the slides to put all what you explained in a picture form. It's very nice. And the kids' interactions, Diksha knows so much. Very nice. Thank you so much, everyone. Any questions from adults about today or any of the Bhagavad Gita WhatsApp? We are going through a very nice section in Bhagavad Gita at this time.
Prabhuji?
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Yes, go ahead.
this is Akshara, and I actually do have a question. So my question was, when there's the part of when Krishna, Narada Muni told Krishna that Aniruddha was put in jail, and then they went to fight with Bhanasura. Didn't Shiva and Kartikeya know that it was actually Krishna fighting them?
Why do you ask all this great question?
Intelligent question.
That's a nice question. Very good question. So yeah, they know, but then they are attached to supporting their devotees. So Bhanasura was a great devotee of Shiva, and Shiva is already committed to support Bhanasura. That is the greatness of great personality. When they give
And,
word, one second. When they give word, they stick on to it, irrespective of whatever difficulty may arise. So Lord Shiva knew, but then since he given the promise to Bhanasura, he did it. But also he knew that he's not going to win because it is Krishna. He knows Krishna is going to do what he needs to do. So it isn't taken in that mode. Okay.
And my other thing is, at the beginning of the story, you said that Bhanasura asked Shiva to protect the city. But if Bhanasura is a demon, how did Shiva still do what Bhanasura said?
Another intelligent question, very thoughtful question. My God, you're amazing. You're fired up today with a lot of questions, firing me, shooting me with fire of questions, arrow. Okay, now you go to school and then you write an exam. When you do an exam, what is teacher supposed to do? When you do an assignment or exam, what does the teacher supposed to do?
The teacher is supposed to see if you're doing the right things, or
And then
doing the exam,
what?
or not doing the exam. She has to look if you're doing the right thing.
And then what happens? What does she do? She grades your paper, right? Your exam paper, assignment
Yeah.
paper. She
Yeah.
grades it accordingly, correct? If you're done well, she must give you good grade. If you didn't do a good job, she must, grade it accordingly, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. If you didn't do your exam well, is she going to grade you nicely? A plus, A plus plus. Will she do it?
No.
She will not do it, right? And if you do a good exam, is she going to fail you?
No, because you did a great exam, you have to get a better grade.
Very good, very good. Bhanasura did his exam well. His exam was austerity, tapasya. He did great austerity to get power, right? He did a serious austerity praying to Lord Shiva. So he passed the exam. Because he passed the exam, towards the examiner who was going to correct the paper was Lord Shiva. Irrespective of whoever you are, but you did the exam, right? Is your teacher going to grade you badly because you did not have your breakfast this morning, or you're upset with your mom and dad? Is she going to grade according to how you were at the home?
No, you don't. She only cares about what about your learning. He doesn't care about the other things that you do.
She doesn't care whether you were good with your sister or whatever it is, right? She only concentrated on whether you're doing the exam well or not. If you did your exam well, she's going to grade accordingly. Likewise, Bhanasura did his exam of austerity towards Lord Shiva, and Shiva did not, no devatas, no one will consider other factors. As per the scriptures, if you have done this one, we'll give you the benefit of that one, that activity. Therefore, Lord Shiva fulfilled the desire of Bhanasura. Make sense?
Yes, Babaji.
But nice question.
Thank you.
You're all very attentive in the class.
Rukmani has a question.
Rukmini, what is your question? Okay, go ahead. You're in the corner. Okay, yeah.
So, did Bhanasura know that Aniruddha was Krishna's son?
Grandson. Aniruddha was Krishna's grandson.
Did he know that?
Who, Bhanasura? He knows. Yeah, he knows.
Then why did he treat Aniruddha pretty bad? Because
he did not do anything bad to Aniruddha. He just put him into the prison, put him into the behind the bars in the jail forever. He wanted to put him in and keep it inside.
But that was kind of mean when he did that to Aniruddha, because he was like.
Well, as a father, he did what he's supposed to do. Right? As a father, he wants to protect his daughter. So this young man came into his daughter's chamber. So he didn't consider anything else. He was upset with that act. Therefore, he put him into the prison. But also, he's knowing that it is Krishna's grandson, he could have maybe approached to Krishna and told him that, no, your grandson is behaving like this. Take care of him. He could have also taken that route. But he felt he's more stronger, strength, and Lord Shiva is with him and he can defeat and take care of anything. What is Krishna is going to do? So he just want to go on the different route of doing in this manner. Okay.
And also, Prabhuji, is Bhanasura a good king or a bad king?
He was a demon, Asura. Asura means he does his job of fighting with the devatas, torturing them, giving them hard time. That is their nature. That they will do. That's their business.
Sometimes I get confused because some Asuras are good and some Rakshasas are good, some Asuras are good and some are bad.
Yeah, some are good and some are bad. That is true. Bali Maharaj is one example. Prahlad is one example. And Bhanasura also became good after this event. He became very good.
Vibhishana was also a Rakshasa.
Vibhishana was a Rakshasa. He was good. Trijata was daughter of Vibhishana. She is good. So yeah, there are always exceptions are there. Therefore, the birth is really doesn't matter. Whether you're born as a Rakshasa or whether you're born as an Asura, right? are we having bhakti, devotion to God, is what matters. Sometimes you're born in a Brahmana family, you can behave like a demon, right?
Like
That's what-
Ravana.
Ravana is a Brahmana, exactly. In one sense, you can tell like that.
I
Yeah.
also have a comment. I like the whole class.
Thank you.
Diksha, what is your question?
Prabhuji, actually, Bhanasura didn't put him to jail. I actually saw that they told that Bhanasura tied Aniruddha with live serpents.
Okay. You have a lot more information than what I read.
It's a lot of information.
Good.
All right. Well, I think it's already 12:03. So if there are no more questions, then we'll adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
And
Thank you.